Hey guys, we are back with the Screen Team, and we're almost finished with this hour-long edition of the show, but we got one more review, and I've got Hardin on this next review. Hardin is a good friend of the show. He's a Screen Teamer, and he's getting ready to review an awesome World War II flick. The movie is called The Memphis Belle, and Hardin, you like World War II flicks, right?
I sure do, definitely.
And Memphis Belle definitely is a World War II flick. What do you think about it? Are you a fan of this film?
Well, when I first saw it, I really liked it. It had some human interest. You introduced the characters at the beginning, and that was okay, good. And then but the first time I saw it, I think it was on HBO, and it was about halfway through when they were up in the air.
Yeah.
And I thought the scenes of the flights and when the planes were shot, and it was so vivid. I was watching it. It was a unique way of filming it to me.
Yeah.
But you could just feel like these people were falling out of the sky. This one plane got cut in two or something.
Yeah.
And I also really got a sense of the claustrophobia of being on this plane. And you don't
think about that. I mean, honestly, to me, that's not something you think about. But you're right. There is a claustrophobic element to being in one of those planes. They're B-17 planes?
B-17 Fortress, Flying Fortress. And I didn't know it. I was reading up about it.
Sure.
That this was supposed to be the B-17F versus the G, and they made the G's look like the F.
Yeah.
They could have put any B-17 out there, and I wouldn't have known. I mean,
Me neither.
B-17's a B-17, but evidently they tried to be accurate on the right one. But yeah.
So our story is basically we are in Europe during World War II, and we are going on these missions with the Allies. They are trying to bomb certain Axis targets, German targets, stuff like that, and trying to put an end to World War II. But one of our planes, the Memphis Belle, has successfully flown 24 missions in a row, and one more, and they all get to go home.
Yeah.
It's a big success story if they do that, right?
Right, yeah.
So there's a lot of celebration and pomp and circumstance in the first 10 to 20 minutes of the movie. Big get together, but then after that, we realize that it's go time after that.
Yeah, it's still going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And the last one would make me the most nervous. I
Sure.
think.
And a lot of those guys were like that, especially D.B. Sweeney's character. He was very superstitious, like, hey, this might be our last one, but something's going to go wrong. I just know it.
Yep. That's right. And it turned out, I guess it did, but it all, sort of worked out for the most part. But,
Sure.
But yeah, like I was saying, this being on the plane, which they thought would be able to defend itself because it had all the turrets, and that's probably was the most claustrophobic, was the people that had to be like in the belly turret.
Oh, yeah.
You have to squeeze in this thing, and
I couldn't fit in there. No way.
No, and I'd be superstitious too, I think. And I'm not superstitious, but I think I would be, So, they went over and tried. Then once they get there, that's only half of it. They got to try to get back.
Yeah.
So.
I love this movie. Always been entertained from it, especially when I was a young kid. I used to watch it with my dad a lot, and I feel it's a great movie, but I don't think a lot of the elements that happen in it are historically accurate.
Well, and I didn't realize how much either. The Memphis Belle actual plane, there was a real plane, and I saw it when it was in Memphis at Mud Island.
Sure.
And I didn't realize when I read about it, it did complete 25 missions. Its last mission was not nearly so dangerous, not nearly so dramatic.
Right.
So the movie really is kind of...
They're adding on to the suspense.
And it's kind of what happened to a lot of different B-17 crews.
Sure.
And as a sideline, it's kind of sad. Memphis kept fumbling the ball on taking care of it. It was set outside, and it got gutted of all the stuff inside it. And finally, the Army or the Air Force took it back, and it's in Dayton, Ohio, being fully restored.
Oh, really?
So at least, even though the movie was greatly fictionalized, it did kind of call attention to a real plane that you can go see. Yeah,
sure. You were a fan of a lot of the action with the planes, and that, to me, one of the big features of this film that I really enjoy was the cast. We have a lot of heavy hitters in this cast for that time, anyway. The early 1990s. You had Sean Astin in it. If you watch the Lord of the Rings films, he was in it as well. You've got Harry Connick Jr. This was his first acting role in the movie. a lot of these names are escaping me right now.
Matthew
but
McConaughey.
Matthew Modine.
Modine, not
That's it,
McConaughey.
Matthew.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, you put me on the right track.
I had
though.
the M there, and Billy Zane. I
Billy
think played,
Zane,
yeah. So,
D.B. Sweeney as well. John Lithgow was in this film as well. A lot of top-notch talent, and that to me is the striking point: is the acting and the how these actors all have a good rapport with each other.
and I think that was the actors played off each other well, and I think they, to me, they really demonstrated what it would be like. There were ways they cooperated, ways they fought amongst themselves, and the way one of them said, "Let's keep going," and one of them said, "We've done our job. Let's don't try to do more than we can do."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a B picture. It's not a low budget picture. It's a lot of heavy hitters. It's high production values, and to me, here again, all of it is about all you could ask for. I think, especially in the action parts.
Yeah. Action parts, a lot of good drama in this film as well. It's definitely a top-notch film. If you're into war films, like historical dramas as well, this might be the picture for you. It's called Memphis Belle, and of course, it's out there. Find it on DVD. Coming up, we've got another Screen Team coming at you next Saturday for Hardin and Chris. We are the Screen Team, and we want you to know before you go.